any unlawful searches and seizures.
This story out of Florida is pretty shocking, and we warn you, the footage is disturbing. It all took place just north of Miami, where police were called about a guy who showed up at the home of his then-girlfriend's family.
Sit on the ground right now.
The girlfriend tells the cops she caught him cheating on her and was stopping her from going inside.
I was going in the house.
Okay.
He wouldn't let me go in the house. So that's when he pushed me.
The cops then go to arrest the boyfriend for domestic battery and place him in handcuffs. That's when things take a turn. An officer appears to take out another pair of handcuffs and wraps them around his fingers like brass knuckles and punches the boyfriend. He's taken and placed under arrest, and in this mugshot, the boyfriend is pictured with injuries sustained during the confrontation with police. This all went down last July, but these videos just made their way to the public. Domestic battery charges against the 19-year-old boyfriend were dropped, though he's still facing other charges, including resisting arrest. According to the public defender's office, the body cam footage shows police used excessive force. In the video, the officer even remarked that he injured himself using the handcuffs.
Are you okay? Might have broke my knuckle.
The whole thing remains under investigation and is also set to go to a force review board.
Crazy. I couldn't even imagine being in that guy's situation, having the police beat me like that, man. Whew. Man, couldn't even imagine. His face is all messed up. And I'm pretty sure she, we don't know the situation they got into because her face looked good. We just know the situation him and the police got into because his face don't look good. I don't pray that on anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that, he mentally gonna be messed up every time he see the police now. Every time he get pulled over, he is not gonna be okay. Just because anything that your body and mind go through that's traumatizing, even if you do pull through it, that little trauma gonna always be there. And I know for the simple fact, I deal with certain traumas, and it's just a part of life, but hoping that everything for him and his situation work out.
Do not consent to any unlawful searches and seizures.
Stop him.
They're loud, proud, and not bound by the laws of the land, at least according to them. Here are 3 of the craziest sovereign citizen moments ever caught on camera. 3. Ronald D. Wagner II. In Stark County, Ohio, a 45-year-old man named Ronald D. Wagner II is driving on a side street with a homemade license plate, so a trooper stops him.
Do you live in the city?
I don't answer questions, officer.
All right.
So I'll ask again, you're refusing to give me your name, date of birth, social security number. Any of that will be sufficient.
I don't answer questions, officer. I'm going to plead the 5th.
Yes, sir.
Well, when an officer requests your name and information on a traffic stop, you don't have the right to plead the 5th. You understand that?
I do not understand anything.
Okay.
This is going to be a long day. The officers tell him that refusing to give his information is an arrestable crime.
I have a right to travel from point A to point B unimpeded. He's trying to enforce a statute.
Sovereign citizens consider themselves exempt from U.S. law and don't believe in the federal government. And in true sovereign citizen fashion, Wagner makes a simple traffic stop unnecessarily difficult.
I'm not driving.
You are.
I'm traveling.
You're operating
in my
motor
automobile.
vehicle. Oh.
The officers tell him to give them any form of identification so that everyone can go on their way. The answer's still no. Patience runs out.
So, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna ask you to get out the car.
I'm not. I refuse to abandon my property. I refuse to abandon my property. I'm refusing to abandon my property.
Okay, I'm ordering you out the car, or it's gonna be placed under arrest.
Then, somebody lets the dogs out.
Okay, this is what's gonna happen. We're going to break that window. And which time that window's broke, I'm gonna send this 100-pound Belgian Malinois in there, he's gonna apprehend you. At which time I'm going to drag him and you out of the ground.
Wagner still doesn't get it.
I've done nothing unlawful, officer.
This is your final chance, sir.
I do not consent to any unlawful searches and seizures.
Wagner showed up to court with his left arm still bandaged. The prosecutors dismissed a charge of obstructing official business in exchange for his no-contest pleas to resisting arrest, driving without a valid license, not wearing a seatbelt, and 2 license plates-related charges. Judge ordered him to pay court costs and gave him a suspended jail sentence on the condition that he causes no problems for 2 years.
So this guy did all that. Didn't even leave, but you won't comply with the officer. Now, I don't understand why people cause their own problems. And some problems we cause, we can't help it. But problems like this is something we definitely can avoid. And this guy right here, he must want to go to court so he can brag. I got a court date, you guys. I got to go to court. Yeah. I mean, what would make somebody, I don't care who you are, what you think, or your religion, blah, blah, blah. If somebody asks you something, why not reply, to save any further? Like, if you don't understand, okay, I need some time because I don't understand. But this type of mess right here, you definitely understand, my boy.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
2. Robert Peterson. 21-year-old Robert Peterson is one of the youngest and most notorious sovereign citizens in America. Today, he's in the Kootenai County Courthouse for riding his bike at night with no lights. From the moment he enters, chaos ensues. He refuses to pass through security and be searched.
And I'd just like to know where your warrant is.
It's clearly posted on the entrance building.
What, clearly posted that I have to forfeit my right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure?
They tell him that every person has to be searched.
Because I'm not a person. I'm a man. I'm not subject to your jurisdiction.
Finally, he concedes, but gets the name of the security officers so that he can, quote, charge them a bill. Now he's in the courtroom and refuses to stop filming.
There are no cameras in the courtroom.
Yeah, there is.
No, that'll work.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Under what authority?
The bailiff tells him that he needs a permit in order to be allowed to film in court.
Shut the camera off now.
No, thank you. I do not consent to you touching me or seizing my property, so you need to back up.
After clearing the courtroom, the bailiffs start asking questions, but Robert is excellent at avoiding straightforward answers.
I don't have a last name. No. I don't have a first name either. I've got a name. My name is Robert. You can call me Robert.
What are you?
I'm a man. I'm a man, yes.
And it gets more ridiculous.
Can I see your Idaho state license?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
My person does, but I don't.
Everyone's allowed back in the courtroom except for one special guy.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're blocking my freedom of movement.
I am. You can't come in with the camera.
Well, you're violating my rights. Well, why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something wrong?
Peterson doesn't let it go.
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
He doesn't take the warning seriously.
And you're using... Stop, please.
Put the cuffs on it.
Put the cuffs on. What are you arresting me for?
Peterson was charged with 3 counts of battery and 1 count of contempt of court. He was facing 2 years behind bars, but seemed unbothered. In his follow-up court appearance, he gave them a hard time before agreeing to take off his hat. In the end, he entered an Alford plea deal to a misdemeanor contempt of court charge, which helped him avoid jail time.
This dude went there to go pick, to be on some crazy whatever mess he wanted to be on. Talk about whatever he was talking about. He basically wanted to go there to pick, is all I'm trying to say. And that's kind of sad that this guy is like that now. I don't understand why some people want to cause these type of problems in areas that they know they have no power or authority to cause the problems in. But if you are one of those people who thinking like that, just know that it comes with consequences, and as we saw, seen, and everything, you will get tased.
1. David Hall. David Hall is a sovereign citizen from Florida. Today, he's appearing before Broward County Judge John Hurley for multiple charges.
Mr. Hall has declined the services of the public defender, Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, DUI, expired driver's license.
Good morning, Judge. Judge, I need to say how I'm appearing today, sir.
He's not off to a good start.
Hold on, wait, let me finish. Hold on. You've been charged with DUI, expired tag, attaching a plate not assigned, license suspended, failed to drive in a single lane.
Judge Hurley takes a moment to check Hall's file and realizes that he's already out on bond on 2 previous charges of driving with a suspended license. Again, Hall interrupts the judge, who tells him to wait.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Okay, could you get Mr. Hall for me then, sir? Where is he?
I go by that name, sir. My name sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
Judge Hurley's trying to work with what he has.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person, okay. I am the agent to that name.
It seems from the judge's calm demeanor that this isn't his first time handling a sovereign citizen.
And the difference between a person and an individual.
And you're the individual, but you're not the person. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
I'm going to write that down.
The judge recognizes what game the sovereign citizen is playing, and he wants to join in on the fun.
The settler, the agent, the individual, and maybe even the person, David Hall, has been charged with DUI. A DUI while the settler, the agent, and even the person, David Hall, was out on bond on 2 cases, 1 felony and 1 misdemeanor, for license suspended.
This goes on for a while.
So today, the court's going to set the settler, the agent, the individual's bond, and even the person's bond today on count 4 at $10,000, because the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person has not stopped driving, even though the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person continues to drive without a driver's license.
Paul tries to save himself from the hell of his own creation.
May I post bond, sir?
Well,
is there any other?
Are you asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Sir, I'm asking as the individual appearing before you today, the opportunity.
Who are you speaking on behalf of right now?
Now, Hall's confused by his own word salad.
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now.
Okay,
I am not
the person, David Hall. Tell him he's not leaving jail either, all right? Well, have a nice day. Thank you.
This story out of Utah is devastating. This is Michael and Tasha Haight and their 5 kids. They lived in this house in southern Utah and had been married for almost 20 years. But court records show that Tasha filed for divorce from Michael on December 21st and served him with divorce papers on the 27th. On Wednesday, cops went to their house to perform a wellness check because relatives and friends said they hadn't seen or heard from them. When they got to the house, they found Michael, Tasha, their 5 kids, and Tasha's mother, who was living with them, all dead with apparent gunshot wounds. Cops say Michael shot and killed all 7 of them before turning the gun on himself. His oldest kid was 17, his youngest only 4. According to reports, a family friend said Michael had a job as an insurance agent, but quit his job within the last week. Domestic violence involving guns is a grim reality in America, where an average of 70 women are shot and killed every month by an intimate partner, according to data from the CDC. It's still not entirely clear why Tasha filed for divorce, and police are still trying to find out why Michael did this.
Domestic violence is something I don't tolerate with, nor I agree with. Before I had a situation where a sibling happened over domestic violence, I was always against it. This is something that we have to also shine light on, because not enough people feel they don't have a voice to speak up. Everybody have a voice to speak up. If you're in a domestic situations, you shouldn't be quiet about the abuse that someone is giving you. Always speak up. Whether you talk to the person that's doing it or you talk to somebody else. But the thing is, you got away from a toxic, stupid situation that you feel you need to be in because you think that mentally you're helping this person when you're only hurting yourself. Speak up. Domestic violence is bullshit.